The fallen golden child is dissatisfied with falling and will do anything to rise again. Once revered as the golden standard, they fall from grace when their accusations catch up to them. Despite their descent, they never truly let go of their status. Their hunger for significance remains. Oftentimes, the true scapegoat or lost child unknowingly becomes their stepping stone to facilitate their resurgence. To understand why the fallen golden child always seeks to rise again, we must first understand the nature of the golden child. Firstly, in contrast, the scapegoat has been conditioned to endure rejection and suffering. The golden child was worshipped, idealized, and validated. Their worth was tied to their ability to maintain the illusion of perfection, often at the expense of the scapegoat. The golden child was the chosen one, and the one who could do nothing wrong in the eyes of those who upheld their status. When they fail to live up to the expectations placed upon them, they are faced with the unbearable truth that they are not special. This realization does not humble them, it torments them. Rather than accepting the fall, they seek to reclaim their throne. But now, stripped of their former untouchability, they must find new means to ascend. This pattern mirrors Lucifer's fall. He was once the most exalted angel, but cast down when he sought to usurp divine authority. Lucifer did not fight for freedom. He weaponized the narrative to deceive others while secretly seeking absolute domination. He simply sought to overthrow one alleged tyrant to become another. And this mirrors the very abuse he claimed to resist. The fallen golden child follows the same trajectory. They do not seek genuine transformation or humility. They desire to become the abuser, to rule over others as they once did within their family system. Just as Lucifer's rise was the inversion of divine order, the fallen golden child's rise is an inversion of justice. The scapegoat has been shaped by rejection, betrayal, and hardship. They are often the ones who, through sheer resilience and self-awareness, come to understand the reality of their situation. They were never chosen, and because of that, they were never protected by illusions. This lack of protection forced them to forge their own understanding of the world, making them wiser, stronger, and ultimately more valuable than they realize. The fallen golden child sees this value. The scapegoat possesses something that they lack, and that is authenticity. The fallen golden child knows that in order to rise again, they must attach themselves to someone genuine. Their intentions are not pure. They do not seek to learn from the scapegoat. The scapegoat becomes a necessary sacrifice again, from which the fallen golden child can draw credibility, depth, and redemption. The true scapegoat, having been falsely accused and targeted their entire life, initially believes the fallen golden child's pleas of innocence. The scapegoat knows what it feels like to be cast out, misjudged, and vilified by a system designed to uphold the abuser's image. Because of this, they extend a hand, offering empathy where others have turned away. However, the difference between the scapegoat and the fallen golden child is stark. The scapegoat was innocent of the crimes they were accused of, while the fallen golden child is guilty. The scapegoat soon realizes that, unlike themselves, the fallen golden child is not a victim of unjust persecution, but the perpetrator of the very atrocities they deny. They are not an outcast due to false judgment. The fallen golden child does not seek justice. They seek the reinstatement of their former power, no matter the cost. They are seeking a new dynamic where they can be on top again, and they intend to use the scapegoat to do it. They do not want to stand beside you. They want to push you further down in order to climb up. This is a pattern they have played out before. In their narcissistic family, they were the golden child because there had to be a scapegoat beneath them. When that structure collapsed and they fell from their golden status, they were left desperate to recreate the same hierarchy. The scapegoat they target is simply a stand-in for the one they used to look down on within their dysfunctional family. They see you as a stepping stone. They see you as a means to an end. The fallen golden child walks into the scapegoat's life with the assumption of superiority. They believe that they are inherently above the scapegoat, that their former status still entitles them to dominance. But when reality contradicts this assumption, and they see that the scapegoat possesses qualities they lack, such as resilience, wisdom, independence, or inner strength, it infuriates them. They were promised greatness simply by being the golden child, but they never actually developed the qualities required to sustain it. The scapegoat, despite being cast aside and mistreated, has become everything the fallen golden child was supposed to be. And rather than that humbling them, it only deepens their hatred. They do not believe that the scapegoat deserves what they have built for themselves. They believe that they are the ones who deserve it by rights. This resentment fuels their cruelty, making them more ruthless in their attempts to bring the scapegoat down, ensuring that they remain beneath them in some way. Just as Lucifer seeks to mislead and deceive mankind, twisting reality to present himself as a liberator while leading others into destruction, the fallen golden child twists the narrative to garner sympathy and control. Supporting the fallen golden child is supporting evil to rise. These people ruin reputations. They perpetuate generational cycles of abuse and drain your life force. They ruin you financially. Every person who aids their rise, whether knowingly or unknowingly, becomes complicit in the continued subjugation of those who have already suffered enough. The fallen golden child, like Lucifer, does not need saving. They are not victims of circumstance. A demon does not change when shown kindness. It manipulates, distorts, and then devours those who have offered it a hand. To attempt to save the fallen golden child is to invite your own destruction. They will use every ounce of your compassion against you, and they have no intention of healing. The fallen golden child does not suffer as you suffer. They are not your mirror. There is no saving them because they do not want to be saved. They want to rule. And the only way that they can do so is by devouring those who mistake their manipulation for actual suffering. Scapegoats often find themselves entangled with the very same kind of people they once fought to escape. This is not a reflection of weakness. It is the result of conditioning and having spent your life seeking understanding. You may naturally gravitate towards those who appear to share the same pain. There is no shame in falling for the devil's tricks. It is truth that exposes the lie. It is truth that lifts the veil. While the devil works in deception, truth will always rise to the surface. So in summary, the devil is a liar. So this was giving a story explanation as to why they will always undermine you, they will always sabotage you, because in their minds you don't deserve it, and they do. It can be difficult in the moment to understand why someone's agenda can be so evil from the start, why they deceived you, why they misrepresented themselves in order to get what they wanted from you, because they intended on simply taking from you from the start. They're just down on their luck for now, but they are not good people, and you shouldn't allow them to use you. Don't allow your empathy to blind you to the reality of this evil. If you do that, you will end up losing much more than you intended. And you will end up blocking your blessings. You will end up blocking good people and good things from entering your life when you entertain these fools. It explains why they are so jealous. And it seems so irrational when it's happening. Why is this person treating me this way with such malice when I'm treating them well? They don't like you. They will never like you. And you shouldn't feel validated if a demon likes you. That's a bad thing. You should be glad that you have a soul and an essence that other people with good hearts can like and enjoy. Don't give it to a demon. Whether literally, metaphorically, spiritually, don't give it to these narcs. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve jack shit. I sit and think about every single person that they ran through before getting to me. Think about that. They've devastated many other lives. And you don't know about those people because they probably got so depressed and left society. Some of them unalived themselves. Others just buried. No one listens to them because they're the scapegoats and they've been smeared out of existence. Think about that. Think about that every time these people have the audacity to play that fake shit. In their ideal world, you will be their next victim. That's their idea of justice because they don't believe that they should have been dethroned. These people need to go to prison. They deserve to rot in jail. Rot and face the consequences of whatever it is that they're running from and pretending to be a victim of. Stop getting in the way of divine justice by helping a demon. The story of Lucifer, the story of Moses, the story of Jesus, these things can be literal stories, but they are mostly metaphorical. And I am seeing very clearly that this is how it was meant to be interpreted. It was a warning, and it is shown in many different dynamics. I can pick out this pattern very quickly, very easily now, with accuracy. And the problem is we have so many religious people who are covert narcissists who weaponize this as a means to abuse people and scare them out of their resources, out of their life, out of their sanity. Because they are operating on this inverted duality in the same way that Satan is. They are twisting the truth that was given to us as a warning. Do you realize how evil that is? That is not okay. I could have saved so much time if I just understood some of this. These fallen golden children have taken over spaces that were meant for people who were truly persecuted for being different. I was asked several times by different people why I left certain spaces. You can clearly see this dynamic, and you can see that people are being led astray under the guise of belonging. I am not a fool for leaving. I am not lonely for leaving a place that was toxic for me. I needed to take a step back so that I can see things more clearly. These people are taking every essence of you that is special and claiming it as their own, then throwing you away. They are controlling you, controlling the narrative, and essentially re-traumatizing you in the same ways that you were traumatized in childhood. And they are knowingly, intentionally doing it for fun. And they essentially smear anybody who decides to leave. I had a smear campaign. I had at least 5 ran on me in the past year and a half. That is an insane amount. People always get rid of me when they realize that I know what's happening. Or, maybe I self-sabotage because I'm like, you know what? I need to spend my time doing different things. But this dynamic is always around in these communities. You just have to notice it. And I'm not going to continue in my own toxicity and remain in these spaces. So I hope you understand that they are just like your parents that you tried to escape. But it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of the learning process. And I'm going to head out. So goodbye.